All right, I'm joined today by Bill Burris, Clinton County Prosecuting Attorney. Bill, you have announced that you will be resigning at the end of June. Why don't you just tell me first what led to that decision to resign?
You know, it ultimately is a family decision that comes down to money. In looking at my full situation, I spent 3 years and a considerable amount of money to earn a law degree, and have had that law degree for 8 years now, and really need to utilize it. The Office of Prosecutor in Clinton County is designated as a part-time office, and it pays $53,000 a year. The amount of work that goes into the Office of Prosecutor I would not consider part-time. I'm 4, 5, 6 days a week, almost regularly in the office on weekends, and it really is a full-time position. Now, a full-time prosecutor's position will pay what an associate judge pays, which is about $70,000 more than a part-time position. So when you look at it, doing the numbers analysis, there's a $70,000 difference between what the prosecutor is being paid and the work required to do the job. $70,000 a year. Over a 4-year term, you're looking at more than $250,000. I don't know about you, but I'm not in a position to leave $250,000 on the table term after term. And I'm in my second term, and I've had the opportunity to serve. I'm grateful for it, and it's been a good opportunity, a good experience. I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of good attorneys, a lot of good prosecutors throughout the state. But it has just, the time has come to move on, and the overriding factor was family. What's the right thing to do for my family?
And perhaps the biggest storyline whenever it came to your office over the past couple of years really has been the amount of work you guys have to do compared to the money in which you get to use to do that. And a lot of that comes back to the county's growth. A lot of population increase in Clinton County. It's a bedroom community for Kansas City, and there's a lot of activity here, but the development and the things that bring money into the county coffers haven't really caught up to that. So tell me just a little bit about the discrepancy there and how you guys have tried to handle that.
Well, a lot of that comes down to how Clinton County is identified. And I think, statewide, people tend to look at Clinton County as, it's a Northwest Missouri rural county. And I don't believe that's really a fair representation of what we are. Agribusiness is a strong component in Clinton County, of course, but we are close enough to the cities that there's a lot more to this county than agribusiness. We are the only county in the state, or the only third-class county in the state, that borders 3 first-class counties. A lot of activity, a lot of traffic comes through our county. It's not based in our county, but it comes through our county. And, a lot of us that live in Clinton County do a lot of our business outside of Clinton County because we are so close to large urban counties. That makes it difficult for Clinton County because we are in a position where a lot of our sales tax revenue is lost to the adjacent counties. A lot of the development takes place in the adjacent counties, and then we go there to work. So it's a good position to be in as far as if you're raising a family and want a place to live and want to get out of the city. We're a good county for that. We're an excellent place to raise a family. But we don't generate the revenue to support the services necessary to serve all of the people that want to raise their family in Clinton County. And it has really created a tough position for Clinton County to be in. And that's been a key part of the job over the last 7, 8 years, is working with that budget year in and year out. The prosecutor's office has seen budget cuts, in at least half of the years that I've been serving as prosecutor. And that's a reduction in the amount of money you have to operate the office, not keeping the money the same. Every time you keep the money the same, you're losing purchasing power. Basic economics, when you have inflation in play, prices go up and your budget doesn't, you've got to cut back simply to keep up with even. We haven't even been able to keep up with even. We've seen a reduction in the amount of money necessary to fund our office, or the amount of money available to fund our office. So we have to find places to cut back. And it has been very difficult to do that. There are some areas that I think are key fundamental areas that we simply cannot cover. I think the best analogy somebody mentioned, you can't spread a teaspoon of peanut butter over an acre of bread. And that's pretty much what we've been trying to do, and it just doesn't work. And that's a frustration to this job. It's unfortunate, but it's just it's part of what we have to deal with.
And this one's off the sheet, but you've given plenty of time between now and whenever you're going to resign. If it pans out, the governor can appoint somebody. You'll be able to guide the next person a little bit before they really have to take it fully on, or at least that's the hope. So what will be important in that aspect of preparing somebody to take over the job, especially concerning the differences you just stated about Clinton County?
I think the key thing to understand in coming into the Clinton County Prosecutor's Office, it's more than just being a criminal attorney. We have a lot of criminal cases that are being prosecuted right now. We have a lot of high-level cases, A and B felonies. So whoever comes in will have to be up to speed on the prosecution of some very significant cases, some very involved cases, some very detailed cases. That alone, is a major challenge. But whoever comes in is also going to have to understand the budget of the office and manage and operate to the budget that we have. And the personnel, whoever comes in is going to have to work with existing personnel. We have a couple of openings actually in our office that we've been trying to fill. Whoever comes in will have the opportunity to fill those positions as well. So it's more than just being an attorney in the courtroom. It's being an office manager, really being an executive of the office, managing the office, managing the docket, and then managing the activities in the courtroom. And that's why I wanted to give a couple of months' notice. Hopefully we will find out sooner rather than later who will be coming in, and I will do everything that I can do to help in that transition, and whoever comes into the office, work with them to make sure they are comfortable, they are up to speed, they have the answers to the questions that they have. The quicker we can get that done, the better off that we will be. But those are decisions that will be outside of my realm.
So what's next for you?
I anticipate going into private practice. A couple of different opportunities that I'm looking at, a couple of different directions that I may go. So another reason for giving myself plenty of time is just taking a look and seeing, okay, exactly what do I want to do come the first week of July, and the specifics of what exactly do I want to set up. But I consider myself very fortunate. I've got opportunities to do different things. I'm not in a position where have to have this job or it all dries up. It's always been, I am in this job to serve, and unfortunately the cost of the job has just become too high. So I have the opportunity, and I'm in a position to be able to go out and provide for a family and get the return on investment that I need to get from the education that I've invested in.
Bill, thanks for the time today.
Well, thank you.